What's up, Warriors fans, and welcome to Warriors Latest. As always, I am your host, Max Arizin. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you enjoy the show today, as I do post new Warriors videos daily. Now, we finally have our second preseason game upon us against the Blazers. And while I know it's still the preseason, I like to look at these preseason games as like little test prep, or like I want to say you know what, pop quizzes is what I like to look at it. And in these pop quizzes, we get to see how good players are to start and how much they can come along. Now, with the Blazers, it's sort of a hit or miss pop quiz because there are certain guys that are just going to go off, and there are certain guys that are really going to be tested, or at least miniature tested, because these games aren't serious. But we get to see how certain players do against certain lineups, certain physical matchups. And I think that's important, especially for the Warriors moving forward. And for the Blazers Warriors, it's really a test for Quentyn Post, as well as a little bit for Al Horford, but not so much because he's seasoned. But for Quentyn Post, he's going up against a team with two 7-footers. And they're not just any 7-footers. They're two starting caliber 7'2" big men in Hansen Yang or Yang Hansen, whichever way is the correct way to say his name, and Donovan Clingan. Now, with both of these guys, they're just going to have I believe they're going to have a field day with Al Horford. They've got what? Al Horford is 6'10". They have 4 inches on him, and that's not including how much larger their wingspan is, which means that Quentyn Post will get a lot of time at the 5, and hopefully they'll move Al Horford to the 4 and give Draymond some time at the 3. Because let's be honest, outside of like Dame Lillard, who's injured, the Blazers are just a grab basket of pieces that don't fit together. Like Scoot Henderson, he ain't that guy. Shaedon Sharpe, as good as he is, he ain't that guy. He doesn't really do anything outside of score. Jeremy Grant, albatross contract. Donovan Clingan has potential. Hansen Yang or Yang Hansen has potential. But outside of that, they don't really have that much to work with. They let DeAndre Ayton walk for nothing. Robert Williams is still injured, and their bench is just mediocre at best. And right now, since they're going through an ownership transition, everybody's going to try and stand out so they don't get traded. Even the coaching staff is going to do whatever it takes to not get fired now that Tom Dundon, the new owner, was approved by the Board of Governors. Now, with that said, I do see Quentyn Post just getting a lot of time, especially in the middle. Normally, we'd think of him as a stretch, but guys like Clingan can defend at the wing better than most guys his size. So I'm going to see him be in and out and see what happens. Hopefully, he gets at least 30 minutes tonight because I really want to see how well he can do against serious competition serious center competition. And after he sort of looked like a deer in headlights against the Lakers, not only against DeAndre Ayton, but Jackson Hayes as well, I want to see him make strides in the right direction because the Warriors are going to need Quentyn Post to be a 30-plus minute per game, or at least 25 minutes plus per game to be effective, or for the Warriors to be effective starting the season and to continue to be effective. They need a big man. And that big man right now is Quentyn Post. So I want to see him make major strides against the Blazers. I want to see him do well against Hansen Yang or Yang Hansen, as well as Donovan Clingan. But it remains to be seen. Hopefully he does do well. But there's another guy that I believe should really show off tonight, and that is Jonathan Kuminga. Like I said, the Blazers don't really have anything to get excited about outside of Clingan and Yang. Like, we look at Scoot Henderson, he hasn't really panned out. Shaedon Sharpe, he's just a scorer. I looked at his numbers, and they didn't really jump out of the page. So they should give Kuminga as many opportunities to be successful as possible in this game. And I believe he should go off for at least 30 if he gets a ton of minutes. If he doesn't, he should find a way to get at least 20 if he's playing let's say 15 to 18 minutes. If he could do that, that shows the team that he deserves more playing time, and then they just shift him into the starting lineup instead of having him more come off the bench while they have the likes of, say, Pods, Steph, Jimmy, Draymond, and Al Horford on the starting lineup. So I do see him showing off. I want to see him get the better of Shaden Sharp. I want to see him get the better of Jeremy Grant. And I want to see him just really explode this game. Because this is a tune-up. This is a tune-up preseason game. Like, yes, it's not being taken seriously. But if it's going to be a tune-up all-star game-like environment, might as well get your buckets and get them in bunches. So I look forward to seeing Kuminga really show out this game and really show the Warriors brass that, hey, I deserve more minutes. But that's not the only thing we're going to get tonight. We are going to get the first look in at least 12 years of the Curry Bros in action on the same floor wearing the same jersey. Now, this for me is the most interesting part because we know we're not going to get a lot of Steph he might get 15 minutes. I can't remember his exact numbers, but he didn't play a lot the last game, and I don't anticipate him playing a lot this game. But when he played, he released the Curry magic as always. And with that Curry magic, it's just throwing up shots, and somehow they're going in. Now, with Seth there, who hit at a 45% clip last year, I'm curious to see if it's going to become a three-point shootout for the two Curry brothers. It's like Steph hits one, then Seth hits one. Steph hits another, Seth hits another. And then they just start playing horse for the entertainment of the crowd. And by horse, I mean they just pick their spots, and then Steph hits one, then Seth hits one. Or Steph misses one, Seth hits one, then Steph has to make that one in the exact same spot. So it would be fun to see that happen. And it would be fun to see who makes the most three-pointers out of the two of them this game. Again, it is a preseason game, so there's nothing really riding on it. Might as well entertain the crowd with something that you don't get to see every day. And something you don't get to see is two dominant three-point shooters like Steph and Seth shooting it out to see who the better shooter is for the game. So I'm excited about that. And I do anticipate Seth getting more minutes because he didn't play the last game than Steph. So we're going to see what Seth has to offer. And maybe if Seth has such a good game, they'll reconsider where their roster stands. Now, as it stands now, they're going to have to cut Seth at the end of training camp and then re-sign him about 2 weeks into November. Maybe if Seth really shows out, hey, we move somebody like Buddy Hield to another team and bring in some good reinforcements as Seth just completely takes over his three-point shooting specialist role. And then you get additional help. Maybe it's a front court player like a center or an additional power forward or something of that nature. So I see it as a win-win if Seth and Steph really go at it. So I look forward to watching that. Now, bottom line is the entire team should show out against the Blazers. This is, again, a tune-up game. This is a pop quiz. Let's see what strides are making. It's important for Quentyn Post to really show off against the likes of Yang and Klingon. It's important for Al Horford to show that even though he's going up against two 7'2" guys, he can still grab rebounds and get his buckets, as well as stretch the floor and allow and pull the likes of Yang and Klingon out of the post so guys like Kuminga and Jimmy can drive to the basket to get that easy layup. Now, if they're able to do that, they're in business. And on top of that, it's an opportunity for Seth to show that, yeah, I deserve to stay on this roster. You don't need to cut me. I want to be here. I want to help Steph get his final ring and get my own first ring. So don't cut me. Just trade somebody else. So I definitely look at tonight as that kind of game. Maybe it'll happen. I think more likely than not. I want to see a show. Yes, a show sometimes means a blowout, but I'm okay with a blowout against a bad team than, you know what, a bad loss in the preseason against a good team. So that's great. Now, worst case scenario, they get blown out in this game. That's a a little red flag to start off the season or to go into the season. So I want to see them do well. They need to show out. They need to show off, and they need to beat the Blazers by a lot. Quentyn Post knows what he needs to do. Kuminga knows what he needs to do. Seth Curry knows what he needs to do, and they all need to get it done in order for them to be successful. Now, that's all I have today for Warriors Latest. As always, if you enjoyed the show today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you have any ideas on what might happen or predictions for the final score tonight, feel free to comment below, as I love hearing your thoughts. And as always, go Dubs.